Hi, she's Trixie, and I'm Sarah, and this is Our Yarn World, a place where we come to share the love of yarn crafting and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 155 today. 175 today. 55, no, 75. And we are on the fourth installment, number 4, of our Stitch Away Stress Month, a kind of
our series.
A little mini series that we do in the month of April, as it is Stitch Away Stress Month, and we are trying to help embody just ideas and the concept and what it means, because I think a lot of people don't, especially even in our community, don't even realize that's what this month is, and on top of it, what it represents. So we are here just sharing our ideas and our love for not only the craft, but especially months like this that really highlight it, especially when it's not just a holiday season where it's just like, ooh, look at all the things we can make, but like why people love this hobby.
Yes.
And so we are here just kind of sharing our own story and our own love, and hoping that it inspires you and just, brings a smile to your face and maybe some ideas to spark some interest. If you kind of hit a slump with this hobby, which is absolutely natural, or if it is just a sense of the hobby has become a little either too predictable or maybe like a chore, let's get you out of that rut. Yeah. So we are here for you, and hopefully we give you some interesting ideas. So without any further ado, my mom has it seems like a very huge update on this blanket, because my lord, is it huge.
And I did test it out on the bed. Now, I have a queen size bed. This does do overhang.
Oh, my drink's over here.
I tested it out, and I'm about 2/3 of the way done. So, and it's already huge. And I was just telling Sarah before this camera got turned on that I really don't have a bag big enough to hold it anymore.
No.
I mean, the one that I have it in right now, I did get it zipped, but as it was opening, it clipped one of my stitches, and I'm gonna have to go back and fix that now. But so I don't know. When this gets done, I may just have to record this at home so you can see it on the bed.
Or if we're able to, we'll record it at her house for that final
episode.
Final episode to share the journey of this blanket.
But to remind you, I'm doing a granny stripe.
Yep.
And it is done in a 5mm hook, and it is done in big twist, and there we go, down to the bottom. So this is I'm doing it in big twist. There was one that was called Rainbow Bright, had all different shades, colors, all these in it. And so I bought a bunch of those, and then I bought the colors that was in that. And so I do 5 solids and then 1 row of the Rainbow Bright, and then another 5 solids and another row of the Rainbow Bright, and that's what I've been doing. And I just pick colors that I haven't used in a while, and so it's just
right here.
Yeah, it's just random right now, but I enjoy picking the colors out, and I enjoy finding the way to do that. So it's a colorful, bright spring summer blanket for our queen size bed, and soon we'll be able to take off those heavier blankets and put on the lighter ones and enjoy the spring and summer. So it is supposed to get warmer today. It is a little bit chill out this morning, but it'll be warmer by this afternoon, and I'm just so looking forward to it.
I'm not trying to label this blanket by any stretch of the imagination. It is obviously what you have put your love into it. But as someone who loves to, I like to collect a lot of yarn books and a lot of pattern books and a lot of stitching books. I take them from way back to the current as much as I can, support that little hobby of mine and indulgence. But this feels very, based off of what I've seen, especially just in the era of how yarn has made its way into mainstream, especially modern day, through different decades. This feels very 70s.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Very vintage.
And retro. Nothing.
Yeah, retro.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I honestly only bring it up just because this feels like a topper, because they always had like those, they had all the layers of the sheets and the bedding, and then they always had like that runner or topper that they would place on top. Yeah. It was always just like that accent piece. And you could go as intricate as a really well detailed cabled and like puff stitch blanket to something as just colorful and simple as what the granny stripe or even granny square would provide.
Right.
And such mesmerizing it's such a versatile stitch. And there's it's just like what my mom has said in the past. There's a reason why it stood the test of time. It's a classic. I mean, if you think about a book that is a classic book, the reason why it's a classic is because it meets so many different markers of why society continues to keep picking it up and feeling relevant, or it's thought-provoking, or it captures something that is very on point, that is always cherished and received no matter how long ago it was, captured. But I feel like the granny stitch has that same thing where it's not only simple, but it's very versatile, and so we see it constantly making its way through so many decades and generations.
And it brings you back to the past, but it also brings you forth.
Yeah, it's a very it kind of makes you feel good, because you kind of it's a good place to start when you're learning. It's very fast-paced. It makes you feel like you're getting a lot done.
Yeah.
While also having such an ability to be, I don't know. It's capable of so much. And so, but that just kind of reminded me of some of the things I've seen in 70s, kind of like yarn home decor, yarn patterned books from the time. But I will say, I had an idea that I was hoping to be able to construct this week, but that I had sneak peeked to last week, but I have not gotten to it. I had many different things kind of pause my whether creative flow or just my ability to sit down and kind of let the juices run their course for this month, as it is just supposed to be a fun giving month to enjoy your ability to just go off and find something fun to do. And I do plan to still do this idea, and I am hoping to get my mom involved. So let's make a deal. Next week we'll have something along this way, because I really think you're going to enjoy this idea. Okay. It's almost like a Zen doodle or whatever those were that you used to do. Yeah. But crochet.
Ooh. Yeah.
So very fun, and I want to share that with you. But I have done something that kind of was just the spur of the moment thing. I was with my friend and we went to just go shopping, just go have some fun. And we stopped and we were looking at books and we were doing, because we're such book lovers and we love to read. And, I'm looking at the books and I'm enjoying that. And then I had this idea that just hit me hard. I feel like when I was younger, I used to see this more often. The idea of making book covers out of fabric. And I'm not talking like you're going to school and you're wrapping your books in that paper, like that brown paper, to be able to make it yours and doodle on it. I'm talking the fabric covers that you could buy for books. And I have found them on Amazon. But it's like you kind of have to hope that they fit your book. Not that they don't have the dimensions when you're buying them, but just books come in so many different formats, whether they're standard mass paperback, whether they're hardcover, softcover.
Yeah, they have different sizes.
And it also is based off of what publishing company that you get them from, what materials they use them out of, and henceforth. Because... And needless to say, the book that I was actually buying at the time was ruined already on the bookshelf, brand new. So it already proved my point, and I got a discount for it at the store. But it was one of those things where I'm like, it's been a while since I've done something like that. It just kind of spur of the moment, going off of just an idea.
Right.
Not something that I've already seen done, but just an idea. And so we went to the fabric aisle and we picked up some fabric and we made I made some of these. And I made this book cover. Now, I love checkers. I love this design. Finding this was a joy. I love the color yellow, and so I made the inner lining yellow. I also had elastic, so I made an elastic strap so that it would hold my book shut. But, the elastic strap can be in the back flap, just resting when you're reading, and you can just still read. But I love the idea that I can just slip this on, and whether it's just to protect, to have this inside a bag where you don't want it to constantly keep opening and possibly ruining the book, whether it's just wanting some discretion because as a mom, if I have a book that might have a scary cover or something where it's a little bit more just, I don't want my kids to be possibly, having a problem with the image in the front of the book, or you just don't want, because there's some people, I will say, that will see the front of a book and when you're reading out in public and they instantly want to come talk to you.
Yeah.
Because they have an opinion on that book, or it both positive or negative, and if you're just sitting wanting to read, it can drive you nuts. Most of the time I enjoy a good occasional stranger intersecting, wanting to spark up a conversation, but for me, when it comes to a book, that happens when you're in a bookstore and you're bonding over the same bookshelf that you're in. You're obviously in the same genre. Obviously, maybe you've enjoyed the same author. But if you're already reading, I always get scared that someone's going to spoil. Because I've had that happen so many times. But yeah, so as someone who enjoys a good thriller or enjoys something that, like, some of my books that I have are a little bit more on the, like, they can be somewhat on the scarier end, so they're front, and because they're indie books, they can be kind of visual. Yeah. Stimulating. And my kids, it's not something where I feel like my kids couldn't handle it, but it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm reading, I don't want them to just be kind of like jarred by the imagery. And so, because a lot of times there's a lot of discretion when it comes to books that are produced on regular publishers. Like, they kind of create some sort of mystery and put it, and so the front of the book is much more kind of it intrigues, but it's not giving away everything.
Right.
With indie publishers, sometimes they kind of have to put it right on the spot. It's a lot of fan
push
art.
the boundaries.
Yeah. So it's not that I'm mad about it, but this kind of helps that ability to either have, whether it's just protect the book, whether it's just protect me, whether it's just the ability to have fun, whether it's just the ability to have some discretion. Book covers are not old. I love them. I have always loved them. And honestly, I like the idea that I was able to make this on the fly. I was able to make it based off the dimensions of the book I was reading. And I tried this with several different books because this is a standardized size. I can be able to just versatilely adapt this specific book cover to many different sizes. But mass paperback, if I look on my bookshelf right now, most of them are the same size and about the same width.
Right.
I probably can make a whole bunch of those sizes for even my my hardbacks. If I look right now, most of them are roughly the same size in hardback. I probably could be able to make a whole bunch in that size. And they're fun. Imagine another one. You can do this as like a mystery book gift.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's something where you want to gift a friend a book and you know it's an author that they might enjoy, or maybe it's a thriller or it's a romance or something, or it's a biography, something where you know it's in their, like up their alley. And then you also make a book cover that's also built off of their interest. You can put patches on it. You can make it really fun, and it could have, if they really like to, put notes in their book or really liven it up, you can get have a pocket on the inside that holds like I don't know, like those, like, where is it called, the little post-it strips that allow you to highlight the book, but you don't have to actually like highlight it. It kind of just, it's a little tab, maybe. There's little paper tabs. Just all these different ideas that you can do. I don't know. It's very versatile, and yes, it was something that required me to pull out my sewing machine, so it is part stitching, and it just was fun. And you know what? That's what it's all about. You get inspired, you want to do something fun. Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah, I stitched with wire last week. She's stitching on book covers this week. So you never know what we're going to do.
And it's something where you can just enjoy it. Like, I plan to make one of these for my mom. And I really think I'm with my mom. She loves bedazzling stuff, so giving her the ability to kind of like, I think I'll make it plain and then give her a whole bunch of patches where she can kind of like add it the way that she wants to. Maybe give her some pockets so she could put some stuff in it. Even like a zipper pouch in the front so that they could even put pens and stuff inside of it, so it's on the outside so it's not bending the inside of the book.
Right.
You can even have a little tab so you can even introduce a new bookmark inside of it, just to kind of be like, here, have fun.
Yeah.
Like, it just can be fun. Have fun. Get creative. Make a blueprint. Be an architect.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I wanted to share with you just my update. I do believe I shared with you guys that I was making this.
Yes.
Did I?
Yep.
Okay, I did. So I'm trying to save my stitching. Okay. I would say that I've gotten quite a bit done on this shawl.
Wow.
The shawl in and of itself, building from obviously the repeat, is done. I have bordered it with one solid stitch around the whole entire border, but now I'm making one final lap with a solid double crochet around the whole entire thing, and then I'm gonna call it good. I I do believe I shared with you what this is supposed to be. I'm trying to make things that can be passed on in a similar way as my mom doing it with the Linus Project or different giveaways as such. When you have so much yarn like what me and my mom do, regularly collecting it, and even our husbands kind of getting involved whenever they see something they want to call and kind of be like, hey, do you want this? It's not only something where it's like, ooh, good to have materials in my storage, in my crafts area. It's also an ability to give, especially when you have something that can bless someone else. It's again going off of my idea of also reading books, and when I don't, when there's something that I enjoyed or maybe something I'd like to pass on and not keep on my shelf necessarily, making a way to be able to pass on mystery books to those that might enjoy that as well, which is part of the reason I love that I got this book cover idea, because that could be an easy way of being like mystery or science fiction or romance or something where I can put that on the spine and make it like people can just have fun, because I want to be able to pass that along to people, because I have so many people have blessed me with books. My roommate works at a thrift store, and literally she gets a discount, and whenever there's books that she knows are coming in from the back, she'll set them aside for me, and I'm very blessed that way. But that means I can pass them along. Yeah. And so it's one of those reasons of I don't require any money. I don't require anything other than just wanting to be able to give someone something that is going through something that could just put a smile on their face, could distract them a little bit. You know, reality can sometimes just be a little too much. And we all can use a hug, and we all can use a distraction. So
it's a perfect idea.
And stitching your way out of it can be a good way of doing it too. So find your ways to be able to make it personalized. Get creative. It's fun.
It is. We have a quote today that's going to tie in with all that. May no gift be too small to give, nor too simple to receive, which is wrapped in thoughtfulness and tied with love. And that was said by L.O. Baird. May no gift be too small to give, nor too simple to receive, which is wrapped in thoughtfulness and tied with love. It's just kind of perfect with what you were just saying. It's
anytime there's thought put behind it, no matter how simple it is, it means everything. I've been going through stuff, and I found, remember a couple years ago, Olivia was with you, and you said that she wanted to make toys like a mommy.
Yeah.
She got some paper. She rolled it up like a tube. She taped it. She cut out circles to be able to cap the ends and taped it, but she put a smiley face on one of the ends. And before she taped the last one on, she stuffed it with some stuffing, and it was her first time in her mind making a toy.
Yep.
She was so young, but she knew that mommy made an outside shell when she crocheted or knitted, and then she would stuff it. And so in her mind, she made a toy with the paper tube that she made.
Yeah.
I still have that. And the fact that she came up with it on her own, the fact that it was some way of...
That she made it on her own.
She made it on her own. The fact that it was inspired because she saw what I did.
Yes.
And she wanted to make something like mommy. The thought behind that, the intentionality, the execution. Mm-hmm. That little thing, it keeps falling apart. The tape keeps wearing out.
Yeah.
I will never get rid of that thing.
Yeah.
That thing is forever mine. And
she's such a clever girl.
And I've seen things like another good idea. Your friend, our friend Jane.
Yeah.
She is a whiz when it comes to paper.
Oh, man.
And paper crafts, or even if it is fabric, it's normally around paper, like making like scrapbook scrapbooking things, and she cuts out, she does the whole
She does-
cutout
She
art.
does, yeah, and she does junk journals
and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
And I don't know how many times my mom has come back from some sort of gift exchange, whether it's for birthdays because they share a same birthday month, or whether it's Christmas, or just Valentine's Day, or just, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, so let's make a big deal out of seeing each other after a while.
Let's have a craft day.
And let's have a craft day, yeah. And the gifts that they exchanged based off of the idea of how they see the other person and celebrate the other person based off of what they know each other like, and how Jane does it has always just warmed my heart, because when my mom always shares what Jane has made for her, it's always spot on. It's always
so
right
nice.
to the point. And Jane is a master recycler, a master at being able to see something be brought to life with something else that you just don't even think. Like she, like, something as simple as like a paper napkin that she saw the design, and she will take the time to cut it out and then be able to, I don't know, Mod Podge it, or just be able to sew it, or give it another life.
Yeah.
I adore that, because even though it might not be my thing, just being able to see how versatile it is, the fact that it can be so personalized and adaptable and evolve, it gives life to things you would never have thought. And it might not have had any other purpose to anyone else who would have just thrown it away as just something that had met its purpose and was, or no one used it, so it was going to be done. I don't know. But when you have people that can make a ball of yarn something fantastic, can make a piece of paper into from nothing, two-dimensional and flat, into something amazing, when you can take fabric and make it into something remarkable, you are so clever. It is so magical, and all it takes is some intentionality, some creativeness, some thoughtfulness, and some love, and
some time.
Boom. It don't have to cost a lot of money.
No.
It just has to be in here, and you give yourself the time to be able to execute it.
Yep.
And so, may no gift be too small to give, nor too simple to receive, which is wrapped in thoughtfulness and tied with love. L.O. Baird. So, as we wrap up today, we hope that we've inspired you and have continued on this idea of think outside the box. You can have so much fun. It does not have to be one-dimensional. Stitching does not have to be plastic canvas. It could be embroidery. It could be paper. It could be it could be anything. Anything in which you can bring something else together with some sort of thread or yarn. Or even wire. You're just taking something thin and pliable and bringing things together.
Stitching it together so it doesn't come apart.
It has such a magical effect on the human brain and psyche to be able to take the time to do such a rhythmic and simple and very productive activity while also not having to do anything other than sitting, which is so important because the idea of being productive while being able to relax is so good for the body. You know, because we have those things where it's like, oh, we're just going to watch TV. Sometimes that can leave us really restless because there's so much adrenaline, but you're just sitting there doing nothing, and it can raise your heart rate depending on what you're watching and stuff like that. Whereas doing something with your hands, activated with also your eyes, all your senses are really involved most of the time, but you can sit down and you can see what you're doing and find a way of getting into a rhythm. It can be very meditative
and calm,
and it's a way for you to be doing something while relaxing. Give yourself the permission to do it. Sometimes we get so caught up in a life where there's so many other things that we have to do before we can relax. You're allowed to sit down for an hour and enjoy some time with yourself.
Yeah.
Put on a podcast, put on some music, put on the radio, put on YouTube.
Or put on nothing.
Or put on nothing.
Just let it be a calm time.
And just enjoy some time with you.
Yes.
You are the most important relationship you'll have. You're going to live with yourself the rest of your life. You're going to talk to yourself the rest of your life. You're going to wake up and fall asleep with yourself more than anybody else.
Yep.
Spending time with yourself is so important, and some people don't know how. If you don't know where to start with a hobby.
Yep.
Start with some way to be able to enjoy how you can make something and bring something into this world.
Yes.
It can be a very good thing, especially when many different life experiences can make you feel like that's not the case. Make some time, find a way to be able to bring some creativity while also finding a way to live with some time with yourself, without it being chaotic, without it being stress-inducing, without it being anything else than just sit down, find a way to spend time with yourself and love yourself, because you deserve it. You are a beautiful person inside and out. We love you guys, and we hope that you will join us as we continue down this journey of...
Next week is the last one.
Next week is the last one for this, but we will always remind you that this is what it's all about.
Yes. This is what our channel is about. Inspiring you to be more creative.
So, as always, until next time, we hope that you stitch your way
to mental health.